Hello, ladies. How are my fempresses? How's everybody doing? I know that most of you will see this on the replay, so that's okay. Just let me know that you saw it. And also, I want to remind you that our weekly accountability live Zoom is tomorrow morning. So please set your clocks and your calendars for you to pop on and ask me any questions that you have. So we are in this group, and I assume that you know who I am, Celina. I am your guide here so that you can create and embody your vision for 2020, and you can build your fempire, your nation, the way that you want to see it. So today I want to talk about something that I listened to a lot of podcasts and things like that when I'm at the gym, inspirational and, that type of material. I don't listen to music. I listen to either audiobooks, audiobooks or podcasts. And I was listening to one, it wasn't today, it was the other day, and I wanted to share with you something that I've kind of touched on before in this group, but I want to really kind of hit it home because this made a lot of sense to me when I listened to it. So, okay, we all have, goals and things that we have set, maybe like a New Year's resolution that you put down on paper and you kind of forgot about it. Well, in this group, we are creating a vision, and it's something that we really, truly want to embody for 2020. Okay, so this isn't like a New Year's resolution where you've probably made the same New Year's resolution for like the last 10 years. Usually for women, it's around some weight, goal or something like that. But this is a vision of how you want your reality to unfold. So what I want to talk about is why, if your vision, and I assume that all of you want growth and expansion in your lives, in your businesses, and you want to confidently lead into 2020 so that you can create this vision and have the, have the physical means, feel good enough in your own skin, in your body to be able to physically do and produce what you are envisioning, and mentally have the strength to do that as well. But if your vision does not make you uncomfortable, then you might want to rethink it. Now, I'm not saying it should give you wake you up at night and have cold sweats about it. But what I do mean is that you should feel a little uncomfortable telling other people about it because it's a little bit big, right? Okay, so whatever that means to you. So if it's not quite big enough and you feel comfortable in normal conversation, just kind of spitting it out at the Christmas dinner table, and nobody I would think that your vision should be big enough that if you were to blurt it out at Christmas dinner, that you would hear crickets or mice, because it's the night before Christmas. So it would be big enough that people would, kind of stop in their seats and, think about it, take a step back. So the reason why you want to make it so big, so a little bit uncomfortable, maybe a lot of bit of uncomfortable, is because if it is not, you won't be able to achieve your full potential. And it's about that comfort zone that I've talked to you about in the past. And this is where everything that you want is right outside of that comfort zone. So this vision needs to be in the discomfort zone and should make you feel a little uncomfortable. It's a challenge. It should be a challenge. It should be something that is really closely connected to your why, but should make you feel uncomfortable enough that it's going to challenge you. And there's a couple of reasons for this. Now, when you deliberately pursue uncomfortable experiences, not that you want to be uncomfortable in your vision, but just that it's a little bit too out of reach, to get where you want, there's a couple of things that you need to know. So first, it's when you experience discomfort, it's something that is necessary for growth and fulfillment. This is why, one of the major reasons why it's important. So any kind of progression involves you stretching yourself a little bit beyond your limits in areas that you're not familiar with. So you're going to feel uncomfortable when you are, expanding and learning and stretching. And it's a necessary part of improvement. So I assume that everyone's vision is an improvement of what they did this year, right? We want to do better than we did this year. So, what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So we want to do something better. It means we got to do something different. And it should be a little uncomfortable because it means that you are improving. So if you want advancement and you want this fulfillment, then you're going to have to actively seek out discomfort and embrace it. But I'm here to guide you, so don't worry. Okay, so now another thing about discomfort is because the discomfort of growth is better than the comfort of standing still, not challenging yourself is easy, right? And you may avoid getting those butterflies in your stomach and that fear and those doubting voices in your head because it's easier to do that. However, you ultimately need to get comfortable with the fact that you're going to feel a little dissatisfaction and disappointment along the way, but you're going to feel even more regret if you don't take that action to achieve your potential. So be mindful of that there are going to be bumps in the roads, and it is going to be, it's not going to be all just uphill. You're going to have, you're going to trip and fall a couple times along the way. But, imperfect action is better than no action, really is my point. So that's the second point that I want to make for you, or bring to your attention, that there's going to be a little hiccups, and that's okay. Now the value of the reward is inextricably linked to the level of discomfort in getting there. So the more uncomfortable that you are prepared to feel, the more you will achieve. So if you prepare yourself to be extremely uncomfortable for the next, undisclosed amount of time, then expect to achieve a lot more. So the biggest successes are achieved by those people who put themselves through some shit, through the battle, and they risk the most. And their challenge is their own, comfortable status quo. Like being uncomfortable is their status quo. So, you might surprise yourself. So give yourself, a little credit and give yourself the benefit of the doubt that you can handle it and get out there. And then lastly, I want you to know that you're going to get better at it. So the more you accept the fact that experiencing discomfort is part of a fulfilling life, the more you can embrace it as part of the journey. Now, finding joy in the journey is something that I talked about here, or maybe in the other group, as part of my bodybuilding journey. Because if you don't find joy in that kind of journey, then the outcome is never worth it, because that 5 minutes on stage is not worth 8 months worth of, very strict meals and, exercise, working out. You got to find joy in doing that type of thing, because, the outcome, that $30 trophy or whatever in 5 minutes on stage, isn't ever worth it. So, athletes and, these types of, high performers, they find joy in the journey, because, the winning is never what it's about. So the more you accept that you're going to feel discomfort along the way, and the more that you embrace that as part of the journey and really finding joy in the journey, you will get better at pushing through to the other side. like I said, in working out, and it relates to business and everything else, it doesn't get easier, you just get better. So things you find uncomfortable at the beginning will become more manageable and will be easier when you do them repeatedly. And this is what I'm going to help you with in this group, is creating those health and wealth building habits, because as you construct them and put them into your daily routines and they become habitual, you don't have to rely on motivation, and it will get easier. It becomes automatic almost. Not that we want to go through life, without thinking about things. That's not the point. But it will become easier. And those successful experiences, those little wins along the way, will help you embrace the harder challenges down the line. So my challenge to you in creating your Vision 2020, which you're going to bring on the call with you tomorrow, is, if say we're like talking about numbers. For me, mine is associated with the income that I want my businesses to bring in for next year, and I went huge. I went like 10x what I did this year, in 2019. I'm 10xing it in 2020. That's just me. But if it's a numbers game and you did like maybe twice as much, then maybe you want to do like 4 or 5 times as much, that kind of thing. So something that you'd be like, oh wow, no, I never. No, that's what you want to focus on, because if you aim high and you fall a little short, then hey, that's higher than if you were to aim, kind of at a comfort zone that you can reach, right? So you got to go outside a little bit of your comfort zone, and if not, a lot of it. So I look forward to talking with you tomorrow. So set your clocks for around 8:15 a.m. ish Eastern Standard Time, and I'll see you then.